I am super excited to share today's pose with you. It is reclined supported butterfly. Reclined meaning we'll be lying down. Supported, which means we're going to be using blankets, blocks, maybe a bolster to get into the pose. And then butterfly meaning butterfly legs, which will influence your outer hips. Might also influence the inner thighs, the groin area. And sometimes you can feel this in your low back. So without further ado, here's what reclined supported butterfly pose looks like. Option 1 requires a bolster or a body pillow or maybe a sofa cushion and a block or a dictionary or something that looks something like this. You place that block or book towards the top of your mat, and then you put the bolster on top. The block is usually about a third of the way down. You then sit in front, take your butterfly legs, which is soles of the feet, together or closer together. You don't put your low back completely against the bolster here, but really close to it. It's not the end of the world if you actually are touching it. And then you start to slowly lower down so that your spine is on the bolster. You check in to see that your shoulders feel nice and supported. This is also what we call a heart opener in the yoga world. It's a stretch for the front of the chest. Usually feels best to have your palms face up here. Now, not everyone's head is going to come and reach this bolster, so that's where you can bring in a blanket or two to make that a little bit more comfortable. So if you come to one of my classes or a private session with me, I will help you get into all of this. So not to worry that I'm going to just say, okay, go ahead, get into your reclined supported butterfly. I'm here to help. So this feels really good for me. You might also think about your chin lowering towards your chest, getting a bit of a stretch to the back of your neck. And then we hang out here. Let me show you a few other things that you can do with this pose. One is to incorporate a couple more blocks. And this can be nice even if you don't think you need or want blocks to support your legs. You could take these blocks or again a book and put them behind or underneath your thighs and come into the pose. The idea here is to really let the muscles relax, feel supported here so that the connective tissue has a chance to respond. And that, again, is what we're influencing in a pose like this. So perhaps you try this with blocks. You can move them to different areas on your thighs. And again, if you're one of those people whose legs completely open here and your back, the sides of your legs are on the ground, I would really recommend doing something like this and give your hips, give all these areas here some support. So that's another option to consider when you linger in reclined supported butterfly. Another option is to make this just about the chest and a little bit of a back bend and take the legs out of it and take nice long legs. That's also an option. I realize many of you probably don't have bolsters in your house, so what you can do instead is incorporate at least a couple of blocks. And when you come to see me, if I run out, I have several bolsters, but sometimes I run out when the classes are full. So what I encourage you to do is grab a couple of blocks and maybe even a couple of blankets, and then we play around with the height. We think about this block being underneath the shoulder blades, and then this block being for your head. So again, you might find different combinations that are going to work best for you. So let's just kind of see what happens here. I'm not sure what's going to work for me. You want your head to feel supported and the other block here in a place so that you can feel an opening in your chest. And this actually feels pretty good for me. But again, if you schedule a private session with me or come to class, I'll run all around here and make sure you feel just right in this pose. So that is reclined supported butterfly pose. Great opportunity to influence the outsides of your hips, get a bit of a chest opener to counteract all of that hunching over that so many of us do during the day, and just take a few moments to rest. So I hope you'll give it a try. I really hope you'll schedule a private session with me or come on over to class on a Sunday afternoon at 4:30. Give it a try. You're going to love it.